And we're back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 595. It's going to be another rendition of Sunday Funday. And during this episode of the Iron Man podcast, we will be reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine WW3 issue 3 for a comic book review a little bit later on. We were going to do this a little bit earlier, but I was on the Cloud9 podcast, and then I had to actually read the book. And then by the time I read it, and I was like, wow, this is like ultimate wait for trade kind of book. But, you know,
yeah,
a little bit later, obviously. What'd you do during the week, man?
Work mostly. I am doing. What was I doing that was fun tonight? I'm starting to get ready for Halloween.
So you decorating the house for Halloween?
The wife, that's kind of her thing, but I've been, as the master of the 3D printer, I've been getting stuff out here to show. Do I have it going? I do have something going, don't I? There we go. We're printing this like haunted house light box thing that is kind of cool. I'm gonna print some pumpkins soon too.
I'm gonna print a pumpkin. Crazy.
Yeah, little jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, there's some Chinese words over my head because it doesn't want to.
Maybe you're bought and paid for by China, like Lauren Shannon.
Exactly, right? Exactly. I didn't get any money, though. Tim Pool got all the money, man, so he could build a Chinese skate park. It's because he's like a quarter Asian, that's why. Or wait, no, it was Russian money, wasn't it? Oh, fuck. That's how little I care about that story, or I care about what the Justice Department says about people.
It's so crazy how people will straight up tell you the government is liars and scumbags, but believe everything they say if it means confirming a confirmation bias against somebody.
Exactly.
Crazy.
As long as it's a competitor, you know, why not? But it's yeah, more than a little weird.
Chloe,
places like the Blaze jump on it.
How you doing? She calling me daddy? Oh, thank you. If
you I don't have talking to you.
If you ever want to have sex, Chloe, let me know. I will definitely just pound you into oblivion. You know, that's kind of what I'm good at.
Pounding into oblivion.
Is that not how sex goes? Sex is easy. You got to just start thrusting. Oh, God.
To you, MSK.
God, Chloe, you know, you already had black guys inside you. What can I be the next one? See? Easy, Riz. That's how you do it, man. This is what you do. You go up to the modern girls and you're like, hey, when's the last time you had sex? Doesn't matter the answer. The next thing you say is, what's the chances that I can be that next guy? Then they're going to smile. They're going to be like, oh my God, did he just go there? Instant Riz. But I learned that through watching Facebook Reels, so that's probably not going to be applicable in real life unless you're not attractive, actually. The thing is, you understand, girls can do that easy. If you're just attractive, guys will just come up and talk to you. So girls have to kind of like adapt to like the guys' approaches. Like guys don't really get that much experience talking to girls because we don't really like some guys. I can't really like talk to women all that much, actually. You know, like I remember you said in college, even when you talk to your wife, it would just be like kind of difficult a little bit because you'd be like, "What do we talk about?" You know, just to like.
We were both nervous. It was never that hard.
Oh yeah, you said you were doing like the anime cat ears and shit.
Yeah, she was already into like nerdy anime shit.
Was she trying to rap in Japanese like they do? Just started spitting bars?
No, that was never her particular thing. She's not much of a rapper. It's not her thing.
Good. Yeah. Did she have any black family members? So when they come over, the kids are like, what is this one doing at my dinner?
Actually, both of my nieces are half black, so my boys are like more than familiar with their cousins.
Are those the cousins when they come around, they try to hang out? You have to watch if your stuff doesn't get stolen?
No, they're just little kids. They're kind of fun. Actually, their mom I might be concerned about, but their mom was basically really violent when the separation happened with the dad. The white dad has custody.
Of course he does. Of course he does. You know what's crazy? I learned that basically, if you're together with a lady for long enough, they consider it a legal partnership. You're not even married. you could get trial for child support and alimony. Like that's such bullshit. And people wonder why dudes don't date girls now.
Well, you'll always get maybe not alimony, but you're always in for the child support guy. You make the baby, it's your baby. You're paying the child support. Now alimony, yeah, you might get fucked on that. I've heard of more than a few people get fucked on alimony. Don't watch that shit. You know what? It's based on your zip code, so just live in the hood forever.
Just live off Section 8.
Yeah,
Section 8.
If you're unsure, move into the projects.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just a Section 8 diff.
Yeah.
Chloe says, I pointed something like that out. I pointed something like that the other day. Someone said if Putin supports a candidate, you shouldn't them. Then Putin announced support of Harris. Yeah, Putin announced that he's a supporter of Kamala Harris. Of course he is, guys. People don't understand. He doesn't give a fuck about what happens here. He knows deep down she's complete pile of shit. But he doesn't
MSK,
care.
it ain't even that. You're overthinking it, bro. Overthinking it, bro.
Oh, yeah, true.
Putin knows she's like top tier at giving head. So when they're like the G7 and shit, he's gonna be like, "Yo, Kamala, you want me to get out of Ukraine? How about these nuts?" Kamala's gonna take care of that. Boom, done. Just gonna suck the Ruski right out of him.
Are you a fan of more like the 2-hand motion or the one?
You got to get the twist and grip, or
and the top of the tip.
Oh yeah, you got to play with it. What you got to do, low key, real low key. You gotta get that right between the balls there, though. You gotta give them a little
thumb in or thumb out. That's the real question there.
The butt? No thumb in the butt.
Yeah, girls now give head where they put their finger up a guy's ass, like when they're on their knees. Yeah, thumb in. You ever heard of that? Thumb in or thumb out?
Nope. No thanks.
Or you could be Joker in the Zack Snyder's Justice League. We want to get Batman a
I mean, that's what Kamala's going to do, guy. This is how Kamala has gotten from where she was to where she is today.
Joker wanted to get Batman a reach around.
I can see that.
Wow, I never thought that would ever be. People said that was great cinema, beautiful.
What movie was this?
You know, the Zack Snyder Justice League. Remember, it was that alternate ending.
Oh yeah,
who's gonna give you a reach around? It's like, what's wrong with you? Who writes that? You weirdo. No one fantasizes about that on Reddit.
Mainstream comics. That's pretty much that's what it is. I don't know. Is it? I don't know that that's any worse than the shit that's going on in the Amazon Batman series that nobody's even talking about it anymore.
Came and went. Came and went.
Earl Penguin was discussed for a moment, and then everyone realized it was terrible, boring, just so boring. Like Bruce Timm came back to basically shit on his legacy, just like excuse me, ugh.
That's fine.
Just like not Moffat, but was it Moffat? Stephen Moffat? Yeah, the guy from Doctor Who.
WG says, "Hello, my whites."
No, it wasn't Moffat. It was Russell T Davies. He's the one that came back to shit on his legacy.
Sorry, sure my fingers.
Legacy too.
Chloe says, "Sorry, my fingers working faster than my brain." That sounds kind of hot, honestly.
You just flirted with me.
Yeah. Chloe, you gotta stop. Chloe, just go to bed. You gotta go to bed. We can't do it with you tonight. I'm too old for this. I'm just kidding, guys. Emily, how you doing? How you guys doing? Yeah, I'm gonna talk for a little bit longer and getting into some dude action. Bad MSK. What did I do? I'm nice and I'm professional and I can keep things together. Chloe, MSK wants you to finger him. That's just awesome. We can make that happen. Just as long as she just digs me out, digs all this shit out, and clean and washes her fingers, and we're good. Because why clean yourself out when a girl can do that?
That's not how it works either, bro.
Technically, I'm just saying that if she wanted to, make sure you were clean, she just do it herself. See?
I don't think Chloe's going that direction.
Oh god. Oh shit. Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
I don't think that's Chloe's particular jam, yo.
And then today, Shane Davis was melting down on his own stream, reviewing ISOM number 2. See that clip? Like, dude, Shane is the most irrelevant loser I've ever seen. This guy is like
They're all
that
irrelevant.
little brother that tries to tack along to the more popular big brother. That's all he is. He's the little
Well, this
brother that's the unpopular one.
with that lawsuit that EVS has got to deal with now, man, it's all downhill from him. I said this a while ago about Rainbow the Brute, which we were supposed to see in August, and now he's trying to make toys so he can fund printing it. I'm starting to believe that we're not going to see that book by the end of the year. Like, it isn't dropping. All of the artwork, the conversation about the book itself coming out is gone. Like, EVS is gonna lolcow himself into irrelevancy when that book doesn't hit people's doors by Christmas. No one's gonna give a fuck next year, except exactly just his fans. In fact, if Eric July, if Rippaverse manages to get Horseman actually out or even launched, just launched before you see anything new from Rainbow the Brute, you're gonna see him fucking lose his shit. Why? Because he has nothing out there. He's doing nothing.
Oh, he is just a
And
react Andy to Eric's stuff. You know, how Eric posted a video about envy. Then he made a post about a black squirrel saying hibbity jibbity envy something. It's like, dude, anything Eric posts, anything, he's just on it. Like, bro, you are
the only
crazy.
thing Comicsgate has managed to give their fans this year is this. Like, it isn't, guys, it isn't going to work. If this is all you've given your fans, sorry.
Or, dude, or even Graham Nolan. Like, I know I like Graham Nolan too. I don't think he's a bad guy at all.
I don't count.
But no one talks about his. No one. I've noticed no one's ever talked about his books. No one's ever talked about anything he's put out in indie wise. I've never heard anything about it, honestly. You know.
I know Az and Gary like pick it up, but like they don't do, like, the big guys don't do the reviews that everybody else does. And there's this is the thing I've been finding. Reviewers, like honest to God reviewers, are pretty small scale, and they're not like, you're not this. I don't know how much your reviews are getting, like how much views.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I put out that comic video that we did when we said it was dying. That video did triple the views and engagement of one of the reviews. Triple.
Yeah.
Nobody. This is an unspoken rule in the comic book review community. Drama or news gets the most views. If you do a review, it will get literally less. Yeah. Guys, I made a video talking about DC All In that got more views than most of the reviews that we've done here. That's crazy. I just talked about what is going on. That's it. Nothing in the actual book itself. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, the books are just the books. So that's why you're not going to see, you're not going to hear about it. I don't think anybody does. Like, in our community and the groups that we talk within, you probably get them. And I mean, I'd like to do a review panel show maybe, or something where maybe you could get a little more views out of it or a little more content. But like, big dogs don't really review this or even that.
Yeah.
People paid money for it out of their hard-earned money from their job. They're reviewing that shit. Like,
yeah, one person that does it is like I've seen other people do it, but they don't really do it in a certain. Dude, honestly, you would get more views on comic book YouTube if you simply just told people what you were going to be picking up during the week it comes out. Like, you know, those weekly comic book videos you see, telling people what you would pick up gets more views than the actual books itself. That's crazy.
Well, that's why we kind of go over that as well. We end up going over that site and we talk about that here on this video. But yeah, the reviews.
Badlands, I've heard actually pretty good things about. I checked out some of the reviews on Amazon. I'm gonna get it next paycheck. I'll get it because I had to pay off some stuff this time around, and my rent came up.
I really liked it. It was. It's the same problem I have with the good and the bad of the indie books, or the mediocre, or the terribly mediocre, like this. The only way this is worth anybody's fucking time
Mhm,
is if another issue of it already came out. Only way that it's worth your money
mhm,
is if another issue of this had already come out to
mhm.
actually progress the story along. Waiting another 3 years for this, it's not worth it. I'm selling it. I have some changes I got to make to my eBay store. I'm going to kind of reorganize it under my LLC, but
Yep.
I have no use for this, so it's going to go. And it's selling for about
On
40
average,
bucks.
it sold for 40
Yeah,
bucks now?
40 to 50. Yeah, so it's basically almost about what you paid for it with shipping and everything. Like
Yeah, I
so it
forgot. On eBay, it's what, like $5 base shipping. So it's about what, $50 altogether
yeah,
for something like that. How many pages is that book though? I think it's in like 100 or is it 80? I think it's an 80-page book.
it's like it might have been 90 something or 80 something, I don't know. All I know is that like next to nothing happened into it or in it the whole time. And he really really likes the way Rob Liefeld draws guys. Give him that. Like he's the art is really good, but yeah, like I've said about a million times, it's just like there's one scene of action that isn't even current. It's like a flashback.
Does he
And
do that double page spread ass cheek spread that everyone likes?
he did one, then he does this. Like seriously, they bitch about. Let me show you the most grievous offense in this book, besides the meandering story. They bitch about Eric July using. He used my 3D assets. At least he didn't count this as 2 fucking pages in the book. Seriously. I'll take a 3D asset over literally fucking nothing. This is what they meant by butt cheek. It looks like a big black butt cheek.
Oh
Oh,
God.
there's nothing. So yes, if this book is 90 pages, it's not a 90 pager.
He
It's a
could have just put like an ad for
okay.
like graveyard shift or something in there. Just anything, a copy and paste image.
I get that he was going for some sort of effect because, like, there's this panel until, and then it's black, and then he's doing like you're
Mhm,
reading a story, and somebody like everything blacked out, and then
mhm.
what was the next page here? Oh yeah, and then a third page of almost nothing but black, but like this didn't need this.
Mhm.
This is ridiculous. It's actually almost 4 pages of space that's unnecessary. No, more. Look at this. Look at this. Here, we're still going.
That but
We're
that's
still
space.
going with this shit.
No, 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 you gotta get the joke, dude. They're in space.
Yeah, apparently. Well, eventually they got to space. So then another page. So here we go. An extra page of waste. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. This should have been done with panels. I'm trying to make it cinematographer. I'm trying to make it big and no, guy, no. It's a fucking. It was a complete waste. You could have done 6 more pages of at least the actual hero being on page. You know how many pages you get of the actual character being
Mhm.
like the guy who's supposed to be the hero of the story? Here, you get this, and guess what's after this? Right after this, you know what's right after you see that? You've got 1, 2 pages, and then a close up of the guy's face in the end. You don't even see him as the hero again. You don't even see this character really. You see the guy that is this that
Mhm.
becomes this character, but you don't see this character at all until the end of the book.
That sounds like
And then
absolute
nothing.
garbage.
Absolutely nothing but talking happens. He pulls the sword from the stone, which is what the
Mhm.
whole thing is. It's a King Arthur allegory mixed with fucking Dune. That's what he read to write this book was Dune. He got inspired by that. But yeah, the artwork is super good. The coloring is super good. The panel work is good until he starts wasting pages. But seriously, 2 just black pages for no reason. It's like seriously, like if you wanted to tell us Black Lives Matter, he could have just put a black square up on his fucking PFP. He didn't need to sell it to all of his
I don't
customers.
get You know, those pages right there, those page breaks could easily have just been used for
7.
ads. Like, just he could have put out an ad for maybe. Well, you can't put out an ad for EVS's books because they never come out. You would just say coming soon, and then on the next page put never. You could have put out maybe Shane's book on there, his own book, Godlike. The other one he has, Graveyard
So
Shift.
I'm fine with them. You know, they want to stick to their guns. They're never going to put an ad in their comic. Fine. Don't put an ad for even your own shit in the comic. Put the fucking character in the comic. You could have done this all with panels. It would have been just as effective. This would have been effective. A big old half-page panel down here. You got the blackness up at the top. Next panel, explosion of light there suddenly. And then you go to the next page, stars in a panel. And then this panel here. And then boom, these panels. Like,
Mhm.
you could have condensed this all down and then given us a few more pages of this guy actually being the guy, you know? Like something.
I
You could have
just,
done a page of action. Fuck, I have no clue, dude.
I'll
Like
be honest, with
any
you, man. I have not heard such bad things about a comic, especially an indie comic too, because it sounds like people back this
well,
and were
this
waiting
is
for a while, and that's what you get. Like, that
yes.
sounds so
That's what
bad.
it is. I didn't wait as long. I backed it around Thanksgiving of 2003, but people had backed it all the way back when it first launched and waited this whole fucking time, and that's what they got. Like it's it's just not worth it. This isn't worth it. This isn't going to keep me interested. I'm not going to care when the issue 2 comes out about this. And like I said, this is at least a 3, probably, unless it's got like 3 or 4 issues to this to make it make any sense. But I'm not going to wait a decade for that. Why? Like, what's the point of that? This is the problem with Comicsgate creators. They're going to talk shit all day long about it. And I've made it very clear in my mind that I understand what the distinction is. They're indie creators doing indie work that is it isn't scalable. It's for their fans. It's for their audience that is specifically just their audience. It isn't going to reach anybody else. It isn't going to do anything else. The difference between them and Eric July is Eric July is attempting to run a business that makes comics.
Mhm.
Maybe he's involved in the creative sometimes he isn't. But he's making a business. He's not an indie creator anymore. He's a guy running a small business with probably nearly as much value as IDW right now. Let's see.
Chloe says, "Remember, this is Comicsgate quality." Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what's crazy? Even in this, whatever the fuck we're gonna talk about in a second here, even in books like these, they put in ads that are at least the pages aren't blank. You know, like a blank
Damn,
page is worthless, honestly.
Eric July's getting close, man. Market cap for IDW right now is about $10 million. Eric July just needs to save that squirrel, yo.
I don't know, man.
Buy the
There's
Sonic book.
I'll be honest here. There's no point in really buying it though. What are you like? And then
The
like if you try to buy
distribution
Sonic, then
arm.
they're going to be overpricing it. Well, it's Sonic, so it probably is worth the price. But like the amount of money that they would want for Sonic he doesn't have it. There's no way. They'll probably want at least it's Sonic, so probably maybe 8 mil. He doesn't know he has $8 million.
They might pull Sonic off. Well, yeah, the Sonic's um got to be licensed at the basically that's what their market cap is. That's the only thing they put out. I think that's to be honest, that's the only thing they've ever really done that's been super successful. They took on Transformers a long time ago, but it was never I don't think it ever got as much talk about it as the Dreamwave series did. Like I know that it was there, and I think that for a while it was interesting for some. Um, Ninja Turtles, I guess, would be the other one. The Ninja Turtles books, the IDW Ninja Turtles, was pretty critically acclaimed because they brought back the original creators to write it for a while,
Mhm.
and they started making Girl Turtles and other bullshit. But I think there's a Razor Fist had given a good stopping point
Yeah.
for
Oh,
basically getting the collected series of them.
I remember that too. Yeah, they got mad
Oh
because
yeah,
Eric's wife's business put an ad in ice. People were getting mad at an ad in a comic book, and I'm like, have you that right there
nobody,
shows you
nobody
people
really
were
got
not reading comics. It shows right there. No one read comics. If you are confused at an
mad.
ad meaning a comic book, I know you're a fake fan. I know you don't read. Don't even
In all
that's so
honesty,
sus.
what's really sad is that whatever the night letter was between if you want to take it at face value, um, Ethan Van Sciver is the one who made Eric July write about him. Eric July just kind of like walked away and did nothing, and Ethan basically became Ethan basically did to himself what he was so afraid Eric was doing to him or going to do to him. It's like Eric didn't have to do shit to you. All Eric had to do was start ignoring you. All of them do now is ignore you. Ever since the shit with Geeks and Gamers,
Yeah.
Eric was kind of in between and friends with everybody, which is what like what's her face is trying to do. That Star Wars girl.
Oh, Anna. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I think everybody's a little bored of Anna at this point, but
She did do a good job recently on that Geeks and Gamers Nerdrotic Ryan cancellation.
oh yeah,
She put up
I
she
think
did have a really good thread on that too. Yeah.
she did. She does have the good threads occasionally. Apparently, she had a really shit take the other night that doesn't surprise me. I don't remember what it was though. It was
She's a
on Yellow
girl.
Flash's
They usually
show.
have girls usually have terrible takes in most things.
Man, you're just trying to get her worked up, aren't you? She's out there watching. You know she is, right? She's hate watching you right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just fuck that
She's
fucking
so wet
idiot.
for you. I
God.
don't, dude. Still to this day, man. Nobody ever even told me. It just like happened. I was like, oh. I was like, one day I was like, what happened to her? Like, I don't see your posts or anything popping up anymore. Like, what's going on with her? So I go search her up and like, oh shit, she blocked me. Huh. All right, whatever.
Just who gets mad at quote tweets? Like usually when I quote tweet someone because I'm trying to start like drama with someone, it's probably because I'm just having a conversation about their take. That's what quote tweets are. You know, you're just having a conversation about what that person is saying, maybe to have like a thread or anything. And it's like, bruh, got
Maybe
after
that's
that message, got a 3-paragraph essay, and it's like, what the? I'm not reading all that. I didn't even read all that shit. I just said, I'm not doing this. That's it.
yeah.
And then block, and I'm like, okay, good. I could just block now because God,
Oh,
fucking
she
hell,
sent you like the whole thing,
just
like the whole.
two messages full of paragraphs, and it's just like, bro, it's just over a quote tweet. Like we're just talking about like modern women. Because she was like, well, this guy doesn't care about. I started saying, there's plenty of more people out there that do what the Whatever podcast does beside them. There's plenty of people that do
Yeah,
it. But the thing, it doesn't really matter if they themselves care about men. The point of the show is to expose just not only how dumb certain modern women are, but is to point out why they are not dateable besides just like sex for a few times. You know,
yeah.
like I don't like it. It's just so stupid. You know, it's just dumb. Like I'm just she's so stupid and emotional for no reason whatsoever. Just an absolute moron. You know, gotta just clean your
Yeah.
hands of it. Just like I shouldn't like quote tweet one of you guys and it turns into that. That's just no adult person does that unless you're like
Yeah.
a person that hates a nerd. If you hate Nerdrotic or Gary, all those people date. Good lord, these people always say to believe the media, right? Believe the media. Guys, Deadline reported it first. Deadline also reported that the Acolyte got canceled because of low viewership. It had nothing to do with what Gary or Jeremy or Ryan said. Absolutely 100% nothing. Now, do they have their own influential opinion? Yes, I'm not even saying that they don't. But the average person that watches the shows, right, is like a construction worker dad or mom or whatever. They didn't watch
Yeah.
it past episode 3. Like, you know, this guy was in, you know, that post that I made about that Molly chick where she's married and she's has a gay flag in her bio and she has pronouns like some dumb fuck because she was trying, I'm virtuous, I'm a white lady, I care about minorities. Dumb idiot. Her cuck husband probably just watches her get fucked by 12 different black guys on
I
every
don't
single
even.
Sunday.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. I got hints of Adam's apple there. I didn't. I think that's a gay relationship. I wasn't sure if that was a chick or a dude. Like the whatever she had going on with the
Molly?
makeup and everything else. I
Oh,
was just
okay,
like,
yeah.
are you gonna go read to
I
kids in a
think it was a
library?
girl. It looked like a natural born girl.
I couldn't see the rest of her.
Yeah, like
Didn't
she
care.
blocked instantly after I put that. I'm like, bro,
And you got a faster block
I
than
got
me.
it
Bernie
instantly.
was super upset he didn't get one. I had to work for that one, but The Jeremy eventually got his, and it all got settled. But it's still just like, yeah, she was. That whole thing was asinine. Anna did have a good take on it, but yeah, that chick was retarded. Then she tried to backtrack, kind of, but not really. And then
Mhm.
I saw the pictures of her husband. It was like that guy's just a meme forever
You
now,
know
and
that
it's
guy's a cuck.
bad.
That guy's a fucking cuck. Then Star
Well,
Wars
of course
Theory
he is.
put
That's
that
what he
guy
said.
on blast too today, where they're basically, long story short, because we'll EFAP his video later on, not tonight, but another show. Basically, long story short, they're mad they don't get enough traction, even though they have invites to Disney and all this access, and it's like, this is why
Yep.
these fans don't understand it. It's like, you're a fan and you maybe might get access to like certain companies. People aren't doing it for that. That thought shouldn't be in the
Yeah.
back of your head. It's like, oh, I'm criticizing this product to potentially get access to this company. It's like, no, you should be doing it in a certain authentic way where it comes off as like you genuinely care. Like, then remember that Sayer bitch that said, well, we should all just be unmonetized? Because, guys, if you look at Sawyer's channel, she can't be monetized, not because she's in trouble, not because she did anything wrong technically, not outside of this. Sawyer doesn't have enough subs on YouTube to be monetized, nor I can't see watch hours. I can't see the watch hours. She doesn't have enough subs on YouTube and on her podcast. Her podcast has
Of
like
course they'll say that. They don't
260.
care.
Her podcast only has like 260 subs, and her main channel with her pronouns has like 422. Of course, she doesn't get
I'm gonna
monetized.
tell you
She
what
doesn't have
my
enough subs because people don't
my
care
real
about
theory.
what they have to say about anything. It's not about access. It's not about any of that stuff. Nobody cares what these people have to say because they're fucking dorky, worthless nerds.
Not even that, dude. The reason they don't give a fuck about getting paid is because they already are. Most of these people, those guys, they're employed by a PR firm, dude.
Mm.
Like look at people like Rachel Zegler and the insane bot army that blows up her shit. PR firms have been doing this for a while. People don't talk about it, but like if you know a marketing person anywhere, you know that like they may not have a fleet, but they do have a number of people whose all-day job is social media. When you see these like social media people, do you know what they really do all day? They don't spend 8 hours a day angsting over a post they're going to make on Friday. They spend 8 to 10 hours a day doing that shit. And yeah, those people there, the ones who are on camera, they're on camera talent for marketing agencies. Like those aren't real people with real opinions. This shit's scripted. This shit's created. Why do you think that people with shows with that low of a follow count look that edited or
I'll
polished?
show you guys right now. People think I'm lying here. People's like, show me the proof. I'll show you the proof right now. She is a
Like
fucking worthless idiot.
how does somebody with not enough followers to get monetized have such a good looking thing? Like you know, it's
Here,
it
show you
makes
right now.
absolutely no sense. Like they're definitely not doing it in their bedrooms. They've got whole fucking studios and shit.
Yeah, Star Wars Explained should definitely be making enough money for him not to work. That's the problem, guys. Nobody cares what these
Dude,
guys
so
have
they
to
want to
say.
know where that
Oh,
money
dude,
goes into.
remember before Obi-Wan Kenobi came out, Christian Harloff, he literally said, "Oh, I was saying all these good things about Star Wars stuff, and I didn't get an invite to the celebration because that year the Star Wars celebration was in Europe, actually."
Yeah,
Bro, you just confirmed you're a shill. What the?
well, that's what they do. But dude, it isn't even just that they're shills. A number of them, and you'll always be able to tell them. You're going to see the low follow count, and you're going to see the way too good production value.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like mediocre. Like if you see somebody with as many follows as I have, like the 100 I have on Rumble,
Mm-hmm.
and their set looks like 5 million times better than what I've got behind me, that's because they're doing it in a studio where somebody pays them to do it. This is the name of
Mm-hmm.
the game. And if they do get big, if they do get follows, that's just money for the PR firm, dude. It all goes into whatever LLC that they're running all these studios under. These aren't real opinions by real people. That's how they get the access. The access comes from the facilitation
Mm-hmm.
of the
They could
media
easily
agent,
just be taking
the
bribes.
publicity agency and
They,
shit.
they, they could easily just be getting paid off too. Like literally, they could just
They could be
PayPal
getting
you
paid
money.
off.
Yeah.
They could be
Yeah.
getting direct payments and everything else, but to me, it makes a hell of a lot more sense when you see the nicer studios they have and the gear they have and shit. It's because a PR firm is doing this. I mean, look at places like the Daily Wire where they go out and they find streaming talent to put on, like Brett Cooper and all that shit. Did she have
Mhm.
that set and that shit before? No, she went to work for the Daily Wire and they built it for her. Did Matt Walsh's shit look like it did before? No, Matt Walsh started out doing this shit in his fucking car. And then he got
Uh,
picked up by Daily Wire and boom.
Actually, here I found it.
These
Before we
these
get to the
publicity
review,
run these things.
before we get to the review, I know you guys want to hear our opinions on that, and don't worry, I had to sit for a minute about how what the fuck I just read there. All right, okay, so this is Sawyer. This is her most retarded take possible because I'm going to show you how disingenuous this piece of shit lady is. This is why most women shouldn't even vote by how they speak like this. Most, if not everyone I know who is truly passionate about making content does it because they love to. No shit. It just holy God. And not because it pays their bills. Sometimes we get lucky and it becomes a career, but all of us would stop doing it if we didn't love it. This might be the most disingenuous thing I've ever read on my life on this fucking platform. Demonetization is not censorship. Yes, it is. Okay, so then this person says, then demonetize all of your own accounts. Lead by example. I do not profit off my content. Okay, that's the point. She can't. She can't make money off her content because if you look at her channel, she does not have enough subs. I'd
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
not enough watch hours. Remember, all she does is shorts. So definitely there's not enough watch hours in that. Here's remember, YouTube lowered the threshold. 500 subs, 2,500 watch hours. Okay. And then 1,000 subs is 1,000 subs in 4,000 hours. And this is her podcast that she does with her, I don't know, whoever the fuck that is. There's not enough. She literally, by definition, from her own content, can't profit off of it. And that's the thing. Hypothetically, let's just say she eventually did get the requirements of hours and subs for money. She would definitely get paid. She would definitely turn it on. Do not let people like that fool you. Like that Kyle Katran fucking retard. He was like, well, maybe people should just like don't make money if they really do care. And it's like, God, I can see why Gary and these other guys yell at people. You're stupid. Hey, bro,
Well, they don't always
don't make
engage
money.
for the most part.
Just don't make money because I think you shouldn't make money because we like love it so much.
The only reason that I think Gary and Jeremy and the rest of them actually talked about that at this time is because these people were actually violating TOS.
Yeah.
They had a coordinated campaign of harassment against them that, while they didn't do anything to Geeks Gamers, Gary, all of them, whatever, they also didn't do anything to these people who clearly violated TOS. So in doing that, YouTube is actually kind of putting themselves in a legal bind here because it could. I mean, I'm no lawyer, but if you don't uphold things like your terms of service universally across the board, they, you're inviting somebody to come legally poke holes in those in the future when you attempt to censor somebody or attempt to strike somebody for not holding up TOS. This is a very public instance of you not even upholding your own terms of service because these people should have probably had a strike or something else happened to them on the platform because they had a coordinated campaign of harassment.
Yeah, but the problem with
Very
that is that
clearly.
I don't disagree. The problem here is that like you would have to be able to trace that to like the actual person that started it, and that would be so hard going through like Discord channels and all that stuff. It's just might as well just wash their hands of it and say, hey, there was no violative content, which they proved that there was nothing violating TOS. But
Yep.
the only way to prove that is if you actually do it from the source, like this person, because it always starts from one person started it, and we don't know who started it, essentially. We know it's coordinated, but there's like obviously an origin of a few people that put it together, and someone had to have wrote that. And they
I
no,
would imagine you could hit all of these people who were involved in it. Do you have to go back to the origin or see who started it? Maybe, maybe not, but you can see
you would have to
enough
be able to prove like
that it
intent that they maliciously
coordinated.
wanted to do the coordinated attempt. But it's so easy that you can tell because remember they have terminology and the thing is like
See,
we as a fandom, we believe this, and it's like, okay, this is definitely coordinated, you know.
well, that's what I'm saying is that it was copy and pasted, and I think that just the simple coordination of it alone could be considered a violation of TOS. Whether or not you know where it started may not matter.
Mhm.
You participated in a
Yeah.
coordinated harassment campaign. Did you start it? We don't know, but you were part of it. So I don't know. I think that leaves YouTube a little shaky on the grounds of being able to defend themselves with their TOS in the future as an excuse for doing something. Missed the mute there for a second. But yeah, it's, they're retarded and they're completely unwatchable and pointless, mostly like their shows. The biggest thing you have that I can say about the show is that if the show was if it was really so good and everything else, and if you guys were the big voices out here and more people agreed with you, the show wouldn't have been canceled. Everyone would have showed up to watch it. You guys couldn't even defend your own show. You couldn't even show up to watch it. You couldn't even spend money on the products surrounding it. You sit here and
But that's what it is, though.
want us all
The
to
amount of
pretend
people that
like
watch that show, let's just say this is the modern audience that Disney wanted to cater to. The modern audience, that's it. 4.8 million people. That's it. And I imagine half of that was casuals that aren't terminally online either.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that over the course of the whole show, or
they said after about a few episodes, or they said after episode 3, all of them fell off a cliff. Less than half of that 4.8 million came back and watched the finale. Actually, they even revealed the numbers. 1.1 million of that 4.8 came back and watched. That means that the writing was so unbelievably bad. That show had an 80% drop off in viewership. That means either they're not watching or the average person that would consume it because it's new just stopped. I lean towards this. There's not a modern audience. These guys aren't fans. These are fake as fuck. I'd imagine most of these guys talking about it getting canceled didn't even watch it. The people that they claim hate Star Wars actually watched it. At least they watched it.
Yeah. I don't even watch this shit anymore, dude. But I don't do hate reviews or anything, or just reviews in general of television shows that I don't like. I'm not going to waste my time on it. It's like there's already people out there doing it who would be better at it than me. It's the same with any kind of content. Whenever I eventually get into reviewing shit on, there it is, long boxing, I'll mostly be focused on shit I'm actually enjoying, because it's going to be shit that I bought with my own money, and I don't have money to waste on shit I don't like. Though I did buy this, but
then again, I digress. Time to start getting into the main meat and potatoes of the show, obviously. But yes, Sawyer is a disingenuous piece of shit. She would monetize her content if she had enough subs and watch hours. She clearly doesn't. Also, why can't you do something for the love of it and get paid? That's how most passion projects start. What is this? Like, oh my god, like this just Disney is fostering just a bunch of dumb idiots. God damn. And then Star Wars Explained is mad because other people are getting way more money and much more viewership because maybe your content just sucks, or maybe your content doesn't suck, because I know it's hard to improve on that front. What if, in this case, you could just improve your content, or simply, hey, maybe you're not as good as you said you think you are. Maybe you call it quits.
I think it's harder than that.
Yeah.
I think really what it is there just aren't enough people who are viewers in the YouTube space who are fans of this shit, who are coming to this space to find people like him that agree with how they feel about the show.
They want super authenticity when it comes to this stuff. People like them, they're like the people on like the news segments. They're like, hey guys, we have a new movie coming out. Check it out here. Yeah. That kind of personality is only good in like vacuums and pockets. That's not I wouldn't say you could make a whole personality out of that, because a lot of people don't view that as genuine, actually, And I think the reason why most of them haven't really panned out the way they wanted to is because you could just tell they're fake. I could tell I've been on YouTube for a long time. I can tell if a person is fake from a mile away. People like them are just completely fake. You can completely tell. Maybe they do actually like it, but what they're saying is not truly what they feel because of their connection to Disney. I don't truly believe that every single person is a shill. There might be people out there that truly do like the Disney Star Wars stuff. I do believe that. But if you are someone that was invited to Lucasfilm and talked to Kathleen Kennedy or Leslie Headland, you're a shill. I would not be probably getting your authentic opinion, honestly. Because there is that in life. Like, there might have been people that grew up with the Star Wars Disney content and don't like the original stuff. That is a thing. But if you have been let's say in Disney's good graces and invited to their parks and their film sets, yeah, I don't believe you're actually saying how you really feel. That's not gonna happen in my mind.
Well, I mean, not even just that. Even if they spoke to Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of them, they're not going to get anything authentic out of those people who are real. They're going to get double talking bullshit. And if they asked a real question, they'd be out on their fucking asses in a fucking heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Like, let Kyle Katran say how Sawyer even put her foot in her mouth. She said she didn't like Ahsoka. She didn't even finish it, is what she put on a tweet. And the thing that she said is like, well, I didn't say how I really felt because of other people's enjoyment. Then that means you're a shill. That means you're a piece of shit.
No, that just means that you don't value your own opinion. So why should anybody else?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't value your opinion enough to state it, then STFU. And why should anybody else care what you have to say?
She had that in a tweet. I had the video coming up after the first one. In a tweet, she literally said, I didn't like Ahsoka that much. She even states, I didn't finish it. But she also said, I didn't want to shit on anyone's parade if they liked it. Sawyer, oh my God. It doesn't matter. What does that matter if you didn't like it? But if other people, that's how media works. You're going to like something. Yeah, you're just putting out your opinion. Just because you say you didn't like Ahsoka does not have to anyway indicate that people that did like it shouldn't like it. This is women should not vote. Oh my God. Holy fuck.
I like that she's made you go full repeal the 19th.
I have to. It's crazy. Women logic just get me.
Better watch out, man. I'm telling you right now, if you say that a third time, 1776 is going to show up in chat.
God, man, fuck that bitch. She can go fuck herself.
Well, I'm here, so she'll just start flirting with me and ignore you. So,
good Lord,
it's a little awkward.
It
feel weird.
No, you're fine.
No, I meant her.
Games. Oh no, you're fine. All right. I was just trying to get this lighting ready for this video. Yeah, book time. All right. Oh my God! Today at work, my back was hurting. I was almost getting fucked today.
What'd you do to your back?
Nothing. It just started moving and it started hurting, but it's good now. I'm good.
Gay now.
Just kidding, guys. I'm just having some fun. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Deadpool and Wolverine. Holy shit, I fucked my ass.
Wolverine.
God, no! Wolverine. Fucking bastards. Ah!
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I have a robot to install my hat now, by the way.
Hell yeah. All right. Common MSKL. God, nope. I messed up there, guys. All right. You get the one.
Uncommon.
All right.
It takes my hat off.
I want to be an Asian line girl. Nope. Said no one ever. All right. Holy shit. No one ever wants to be an Asian. That's crazy. Hey everyone, I am a black guy. Okay, well, that doesn't count. That was completely joking, and that's how you start a video out. Woo! Hey, I'm a person of color. I'm marginalized. I'm a slave. And the white people put me down.
Easy.
I
mean, she blocked all of us, but it's all right. I don't beef on the internet.
I don't beef at all. WZ. I just call it like I see
it.
Beef.
I call out.
I call out bitches for what they are. I'm just kidding. Good Lord. I love taking the shots at stupid women, honestly. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit that notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be doing another comic book review on the final issue of the newest Deadpool and Wolverine miniseries, Deadpool and Wolverine WW3 issue 3. So we are here at the finale of this newest miniseries for Deadpool and Wolverine. And it certainly is one of the comic books of all time. Certainly a comic where comic book writers wrote, artists drew pictures, pages were turned, and then it was over. Certainly, truly a spectacle, actually. So, yes, I also highly recommend you guys go and check out the previous two comic book reviews me and Professor Savage that did on Deadpool and Wolverine WW3. Also, if you want to check out his YouTube channel or Rumble channel or Twitter, I'm going to leave all that stuff linked in the description box below. But now let's get into reviewing the final issue of Deadpool and Wolverine WW3 issue 3. So how would I start? Okay, start off like this. This definitely was something to push the latest Deadpool and Wolverine MCU movie, which has now grossing over $1 billion at the worldwide box office. Definitely has been a smash hit for the MCU. But was this a smash hit? Definitely not. This was actually pretty terrible. And we even did, actually after we did the review for issue 2 of this last Sunday, because you guys are watching this on the following Sunday, obviously, because that's when we were recording the video live. We actually looked at the ICV2 numbers for this. This series fell off a complete cliff, actually, after issue 1, pretty much. And there was really no one there for this one. I'm pretty sure this one was at like what ish it was ranked number 23, so you could tell people were already trying to check out of this series. And
it's
right
just
here,
surprising, as well as the movie was doing, dude, that it just fell off like that, man.
there's even an ad. There's even an ad right here for Deadpool Wolverine right when you open issue 3.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I said, even before, you could tell this was supposed to be coming out before the movie. And since this movie opened July 26th, that means that this would have came out the Wednesday before. And does this end the series off with a satisfying conclusion? Because it's only a 3-part miniseries. And it's like, there's just so much. I don't even know what was my favorite issue in this series. I would probably have to say maybe issue 2. A lot of people's common sentiment that I looked up was maybe issue 2 was the best one of the series. And as you guys know, Joe Kelly is going to be writing on Amazing Spider-Man coming up because, you know, they had to fire the god writer that is Zeb Wells, obviously, the greatest comic writer of all time, next to Tom King. So let's start it here. Yeah. They do the vertical double page ass spread quite consistently in this to end it off too. So if you were a fan of that, you do get a lot of that, actually. And this one does it more than the other books. So I'll just kind of start it off right here. I know Savage Ed likes to talk about the art and everything else. The art still is very good. I do think Adam Kubert definitely showed up to work and definitely put out a really, really good job, honestly. You know, I do personally feel like he did really good on the art specifically. There's many great double page spreads where these certain panels, given how uncolored they are, really show off the scene and dynamic and the atmosphere and all that stuff. But as far as like, how would I start? Villain. Let's start with the villain. The villain's Delta, obviously. The villain is just super anticlimactic. Like, he was basically put here to be set up for maybe to be a future villain of a X-Men title. Because as you guys know, this book came out around the time where the new X-Men launch came out, where it was X-Men from the ashes from the beginning. So Marvel suddenly confirming with this X-Men relaunch that the X-Men titles had been already pretty much burned to the ground and dead by their terrible choices they've been making with the X-Men comics, actually, you know, because why would their tagline for the relaunch be from the ashes? Guys, you know, from the ashes means like it's burnt, it's done, right? But obviously that's a Phoenix
Yeah.
reference because Phoenixes rise from the ashes, obviously, and they have a new Jean Grey title out. But I was just making a joke there. So I'm gonna be honest here. I really just disliked the villain here even more. Like, he was cool in issue 1 and 2 as being a mysterious figure, but in issue 3, he's just nothing. He's just info dumping trash. And the dialogue he has is good in like one page and one part that I'll go over in a second. Other than that, it's nothing. Just an absolute just meh, average, mediocre villain, just straight up worthless. Like, what was he here for? You know? Like, I just don't understand. Like, his power set is really, he could just project stuff and make you think they're there, and it just isn't really ever explained very well. And it's just later on, you never really got the idea about why did he pay these guys to watch them. It's just super confusing. This is a really, really weird way of finishing off the title. Like, oh God. I also think that Deadpool gets the absolute raw end of the stick in this series. This is mostly just a glorified Wolverine series from start to I thought in this final book,
Deadpool.
Yeah, I generally thought in this final book we get some like actual Deadpool Wolverine clash, but that doesn't even happen until like the final pages when Deadpool finally is back in his classic costume and they team up, and it's like,
no, I definitely have a.
What about you, man? What do you think
about that
so far?
So, like I always say, the art. Adam Kubert has always been a great art. I mean, his dad is legendary Joe Kubert. So if you don't know that, you should. He was raised by a guy who was a great artist, and he's following up with it. You know, hopefully, maybe he's got a son that's doing the same. Who knows? But yeah, you got the 2-page things here. The panel work is good. The intro page is good. The Deadpool setup thing was good. The fight scenes good. You know, everything's worked out well. You get to see a lot of interesting things here. You know, the action is good. It's nice to follow. You can definitely tell that Kubert's been doing this for a while. And in all honesty, though, he disappeared. I didn't know that he was still doing books. I know he's bounced around at Marvel and DC a bit, but like the guy's page rate is probably pretty hardcore. This monster, I still don't know if this monster is a fucking monster that is,
or is it it's a projection? It has to be a projection.
This is the thing. Delta, this is like one of the most throwaway ass villains I've seen in a long time. Like, this is worse than shit that we bitch about in the Rippaverse and their villains. That, like, their villains at least have a defined power set to some extent. And you, other than Yaira, which we still don't know, you have no idea what the fuck his motive is here. I'm gonna make them better. Like,
yeah, the motive is basically he wanted to put them into a situation where he wanted to draw out the berserker rage in Wolverine and make him actually that as Wolverine. And it's like, oh, okay, I can understand that. But the problem with that is that you can kind of tell the twist is coming. So basically, that page you have on right there. So they're coming up from the last issue. He's fighting that big projection. Well, you don't know it's projection yet, but he's fighting this big villain. Deadpool's been ripped in half. Keep in mind, the villain stomped Wolverine into the same blood pool that Deadpool was in for the last issue, which is going to carry over in a bit. Yep. And then after that, basically he keeps fighting, and then Delta tells them, just let your true self out. And they're obviously the true self of Wolverine. Obviously, you see that berserker inside of him. And then later on, it comes to a point where, because, Delta wants to test out their healing factor, and then the monster that's projected there rips an entire bone flesh off of him. It's really gruesome. I say the action from all 3 books has been very top tier. Like, if you're just getting this for the action, it's very, very good.
If you're just looking to look at a fight scene and everything else, but like, it doesn't make any fun. The problem is like, you have no idea what the fuck this Delta guy's power set is. He's completely meaningless. What is his actual motive? You've got the people in the background watching shit, and you're like, and what's with his face and his visor? You don't really see much of the weird Greta Thunberg looking chick. I think her name was Greta, and her weird teleportation power. She just does it. They just use teleportation as like a plot device to move something along somewhere else. It's like, completely throwaway character. Frankly, I think the villain is somewhat of a throwaway character as well. This monster
Yeah.
had more effect on the whole fucking scenario. But, and this is the thing, this like, oh, we're gonna send Wolverine into a rage. Like, motherfucker, better villains have done this before.
Yeah.
Fucking Shadow King, fucking Magneto, like the Sebastian
Sabretooth
Shaw,
could get
like
it out of him probably.
Sabretooth. Well, not even just that, like any psychic, anybody with psionic ability has done
Yeah.
this to Wolverine before. Like,
Mhm.
this is such a retread fucking idea with
Yeah.
Wolverine about, oh, is he a man or a monster? And maybe we've just been reading it for so fucking long that, like, I'm so tread with that story with Wolverine that's like, this is a path through the forest that everybody, literally every fucking writer has walked before. In fact, Joe Kelly wrote X-Men for a while back in the day. If he didn't tread that fucking path with Wolverine at some point, I'd be surprised. I gotta dig my books up and dig my books out and see if I could find it.
I
Some of
thought
the
you just said I gotta go dig my wife out.
Bruh, you would always think about that. But
Ugh.
yeah, like so going on, some, again, the art, a lot of the story gets told with the art. It looks really good. You get the book.
That's a pivotal moment right there because his wording, because for some reason that villain's there and it's never really explicitly stated, like, is he talking, is that villain speaking, or is it like he's talking in some sort of like speaker form? So basically he kind of gets Wolverine to really unlock his berserker rage or whatever, like, and at that point Wolverine finally gives in because he feels like he's, at the point where it's at no return, because it's frozen, he hasn't eaten, he thinks Deadpool's dead, he thinks everything is basically done. And then when he's fully about to just straight up rage out against the monster, you see Deadpool grow out of his back. Because in the previous issue, people forget the monster stomped Wolverine into the ground where Deadpool's body was ripped in half at least the top half. And then the blood was dripping out of him. And then apparently Deadpool can now grow out of Wolverine's back as a regenerative healing factor. That's crazy. That's just weird.
Healing back from even just the blood. Like, I think the whole reason that this mini series exists was to give you a few things here.
Mm-hmm.
This right here, this is so Adam Kubert could have this artwork done. Yeah, Adam. I always mix it up with his brother Andy, and so he could get this 2-page spread of Wolverine, really cool looking. You've got the bone arm and the normal arm, like this red rage. This is just so he can show off as an artist. This is just the sketch he wanted to make.
Can't wait
So
to pick
that's
up
why the
Dazzler.
series exists. The series also existed for this 2-page spread right here, to show that Deadpool and thusly then Wolverine could be almost completely regrown, even from their blood. Now, how does his conscience stay with him and everything else? I don't know. It's weird. I'm not going to shite it off. It's interesting. It did make for a fun dynamic for a few pages, but it still does just go to show to the point
Cool
that
little interesting concept, but I think
yeah,
they go for too much of that. Like, it's that weird out of the crazy superhero humor where it's like, well, if our bodies were emergent, it's like that's kind of cool. It's like a funny gimmick, but like in the whole storyline.
So, well, I mean, it's kind of at the end a bit here. I mean, but again, also, you just don't really get to see and deal with a lot of Deadpool in this book. You got the first few pages of the first book, then you got whatever the fuck. This is the thing. I still go back to issue 2 and I don't understand, or issue 1. You had the weird guy with the crazy powers go nuts. Were the powers given to him? Were they amped up? Like, how did that happen? Then you had what he did to Deadpool. What did he do to Deadpool exactly? All of a sudden, Deadpool's got energy blades shooting out of him and other shit. Like, and how does that make Deadpool better? And it's so fucking convoluted. The whole story is so asininely convoluted that
And
I
the first
stand
part
by.
of like Deadpool having that procedure doesn't even mean anything now. That just means nothing.
Yeah,
Worse.
all of issue 2 for the most part is completely invalidated by this issue. This is why I'm saying I stand by after finishing this book, or this miniseries. Sorry, where'd my thing go here? This miniseries is absolutely been truncated for some reason. it was meant to be 5 or 6 issues.
Probably
They
was
should have had
better.
it
Yeah.
through when the movie was out. They would have been able to flesh things out. They could have explained some of this shit. There are whole chunks of a story here
Yeah.
that
And
are completely
this
fucking
part
wrong.
right
I just
here.
can't understand.
So this is the part where I was bringing up earlier about it being a projection, because I know people are like, what are you talking about? So that villain that was there, and this is where you know there's chunks of the story out of there. So come to find out, when they were in this like frozen tundra that they were dropped in from at the end of issue 1 and all through issue 2, when they were physically saying to us that they were frozen, they had no food, they were hungry, come to find out, they were just here, right there. It was all an illusion.
Well, they got.
That
I think
doesn't make any sense.
she moved. Did she move them there? I thought there was a scene where like he fucking teleported.
I didn't see it personally. There's nothing
The
there.
annoying thing with teleportation as a plot device, they like do it on one panel, and then the next panel you're somewhere else, and you're like,
All of a sudden, we're supposed to
You're like,
believe
"What
that it was just a projection. All of that. Wait a minute. There's something in the story missing. There's no way I'm gonna believe that after what happened in issue 2. I'm supposed to believe in issue 2 that basically the point of getting Wolverine to act like that was to get him to rage out, to basically just go on a berserker killing mode. But how would he not feel he's in a projection? Wait,
watch him.
I know his power set. He probably can't know if he's in a psychotic trance or another psychotic person's trap. But they were literally saying to us they were there for weeks on end, frozen and hungry. How would they not feel that? Like Deadpool somehow knew. Deadpool's like, just, take it easy. Nothing's going on. I don't know what the hell's supposed to go up in here. It's just one of the weirdest, dumbest, awful twists ever. Issue 2 guys told us they were somewhere for about a month and 2 weeks, literally basically dying. And then now kind of find out they weren't ever there, and it was just a ploy to basically get Wolverine to rage out. And Deadpool tells him, "Hey, your worst fear is not happening. It's fine. Like, you're not a monster." Guys, there's way better ways of writing that. That was terrible. This is a terrible fucking twist.
So then you get here, and it's all Deadpool is therapying Wolverine for a minute, and it's like, okay, now we've got more of Deadpool. Really, you're stretching like the boundaries of Deadpool's personality traits here a little bit.
His personality was terrible.
You should know better.
In the
Yeah,
book.
this is where she came in and teleported them out of nowhere with the weird mouth teleportation shit. And at that point, like, this is where it basically ends. Then you've got this guy here, and he's got a bunch of people in masks. Something about the Colby operation is complete. I don't even know what okay, maybe they're definitely here at the end of this series attempting to allude to something, but what? Because I don't know that anybody's going to have cared enough. And then you've got these two guys here. You got this. You got like probably the best kind of bits of the whole book here, of the whole series. Is right here. You've got Wolverine and Deadpool in costume as normal. I do like it's kind of funny that the whole thing, Deadpool getting shot in the ear here at the end. That's a little topical for something that they didn't know would be topical at the time, I suppose. They've gone back to apparently giving you the free digital issue thing here.
Yeah, because this was before
Scarlet Spider back. Is Ben right or no? Is Kane back as Scarlet Spider?
I think
thought
so.
He died again.
So yeah, right there at that part you were talking about, Delta, like, I don't know what happens here. So he doesn't kill the people who were watching in that society. He just kind of teleports himself away, and then we see in a reflection that he has all these other mind-controlled slaves, and it's like, why do you need someone to watch you to pay you? Because remember, they were like, I'll offer you millions to get them. He's like, no.
Yeah.
What was all this for then?
Yeah, none of it makes any fucking sense, dude. I'm telling you right now, there are 2 issues, maybe 3 issues of this series that never got published because they just decided. And what really is annoying, this annoys the crap out of me. You've got like this ending here that they don't really tell you. They don't give you any clue that it's an end. So I flip the page here and I'm just like, okay, are we done? What's going on? And you go here and you've got In Memoriam. So apparently a production designer passed away, which is sad.
Yeah.
But then you've got just just this poster here.
Vertical, another vertical page
Poster.
at the very end.
All right, well,
Like this right
Yeah.
here doesn't need to be vertical. It's sad this person passed away. I'm not talking about this person, but
Yeah.
this right here. That needs to be a stand picture as the last one. Why is this vertical? I have no clue what was the obsession with this issue in particular with all these vertical splash pages.
Well, there was just so much of it, but like it was
This
the
would
whole
be so much better if it was just like this.
It
Super
could have been
simple.
just a different aspect ratio, though. Well, not even the aspect ratio would have changed
And
much.
right here, the thing you were just talking about. Why do I have these ads right here when there's one page of the story left? Just give me the other page then.
Yeah,
Finish the
That
story
was
off.
so weird because you've got the memoriam. Like, in all honesty, if you got to that point where the ad was and the little digital comic thing was, you could just stop. You never even would have seen the guy's memoriam because
Mhm.
people always go to that and be like, "Oh, it's a double page ad." Well, the book seemed like it ended there with Deadpool getting shot in the ear. We're good. We're out. We're done.
Oh,
Like,
another problem with the story, dude, that I found out
You'd
when
be
I was
there.
going through this, which was, wait a minute, if he at one point, later on, when he doesn't want to send them the money for how much they're worth or whatever, then they send all those soldiers to kill them. If we're in a projection, why didn't he just send all those people to begin with and kill them? I really just don't know. Why were we relying on one mod? Apparently, if they were so weak from this, they had enough strength to completely just maul down people. I don't know what the hell's happening here. They tried to go for this like big twist. Apparently, they weren't never really there. They were apparently starving and killing each. I don't know what the hell this was. It's just so fucking weird. There was some cool dialogue toward the very end when Deadpool was able to suit up, but I really just didn't understand what was Deadpool's purpose in the book. This first double page spread with Deadpool having this monologue about like the operation he went through for issue 1. None of it really ever comes full circle.
It
I just
didn't explain anything either. That's the thing. It didn't even make a point out of explaining anything.
Yeah.
This is the thing that's really starting to frustrate me with comic books these days. I don't need everything explained, but eventually you've got to like fucking explain something. If you've got 3 issues, could you make fucking sense out of some of it?
Mhm.
With the villain? Like what is going on here? What is
So
this?
much confliction.
What is his power set?
So
It's
we're
like
supposed to understand that
story.
basically he wanted to basically test out how strong their healing factor was, make them maul each other for a rich society to watch, then have them pay him for whatever they're going to be worth after they apparently kill each other, which they wouldn't be worth anything. And these people already know that they can heal from basically blood cells, so they really can't kill each other. They're just paying to watch them maul each other. Guys, I'm not even telling you this is confusing. This is actually how it's going. Then another part is like, fucking hell, this is so stupid. There's another part where basically Delta wanted Wolverine to really just go on a berserker rage. What's the point of him going on a berserker rage and killing people? Oh, because they would basically like watching that. I just don't get it at all. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
So many conflictions with this villain. It's absolutely just terrible.
The villain is trash. The little Greta Thunberg chick also trash. Like completely replaceable, completely duplicative villains. It's like he wants to be Arcade and the Hellfire Club all at the same time. His motivations are retreads of other motivations, like a very similar motivations with Wolverine too. It's like this isn't like his first rodeo of somebody having done this to him before. It's been, I mean, shit. His whole origin was kind of this shit getting done to him, but like it's been iteratively done to him multiple times over the years. It's not interesting or new. And it's not even interesting or new to do it to Deadpool or include Deadpool in it. If you had. This is a Wolverine miniseries featuring Deadpool.
Yeah.
They may have given Deadpool.
What was the WW3 thing for? The WW3 thing was just such a stupid branding.
You know, it was really, no, you know why they did it? It was one to kind of like, oh, we're going into World War III. We're going to capitalize on this idea and the zeitgeist. But it was also that stupid fucking joke from last issue with Wolverine Wade Wilson III, which completely fucking dropped it in this book.
They dropped that idea quick. That idea was gone.
Dude, they dropped it. They didn't do. these books didn't even come out till all 3 of these had been written and were completely fucking lettered and done. Like this series has been done since like this time last year, probably. And they just held on to it. But what they did is they chopped 3 issues of it out, or 2 issues of it out, or something. So that Wade Wilson the third thing probably actually got some sort of like fucking fleshing out.
This really should have just been 5 issues. Yeah. For me, this probably should have been five issues because 3 is just not enough. Especially with the ideas they were trying to flesh out. The ideas they were trying to flesh out were just needed more time.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, it was 5 issues. And what they did is they editorialed it down. Editorial cut through this with probably, hopefully, the writer's help. Maybe not. I don't know. Because it reads like a book that has major holes throughout it to condense it down to 3 issues. So they chopped whole pieces of it out and tried to stitch it back together so it made at least a little bit of sense in some instances. There's some really good dialogue between Wolverine and Wade Wilson, or whatever the thing is at the time. There's a really fun gimmick in here with Deadpool growing back from blood cells as part of Wolverine. Entertaining. I get it. I got a chuckle out of it. I thought it was something I hadn't seen before between the 2 characters. And in a book where the whole premise is a retread of a retread of a retread with a villain that is so hollow, just retreading other villains' ideologies or motives and other things, but with a different aesthetic than normal. I mean, the Hellfire vibes. Hellfire Club vibes are very strong with the dude.
Yeah.
I think they even did that kind of shit to Wolverine at one point. I think
it's just in his power set. It's supposed to be basically he's projecting something strong enough so you fear it, so you're going all out, and it's so strong that it projects a different
thing. They didn't establish that he's a psychic, so I'm assuming they made it seem that shit was being done with technological means, but they don't explain any of it, even a little bit. You have no clue what the fuck the villain is doing. It's just doing stuff, and they're giving him powers
toward the end of the book
to further the plot along.
Toward the end of the book, he just leaves. It's just gone, and now he has this other group of or society people that he's mutants. I imagine mutants that he's made better in his image. I really couldn't honestly.
And the other part of it that's weird is that like there was no resolution between him and Wolverine and Deadpool. And Wolverine and Deadpool are both the type of characters that would have been looking for blood from this guy.
Yeah. And they just were like, yeah.
Oh well. Here they are again, jumping in. Here's a jump ending or whatever,
Modern writing, everybody. That's our modern writing right there.
Joe Kelly was better than that in his youth. And
sorry. Wolverine did mention it toward the very end, but he said Delta was taking the show on the road.
Yeah, no, I know that he said that, but it's like that would. So are Wolverine and Deadpool going to hunt
them extracting revenge? Yeah, because if you're thinking about Deadpool Wolverine, they're going to want to take revenge and lop this guy's head off, and they're like, oh, okay, he's gone now, but he's laying low, and it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. Of course he's going to lay low. He's trying to kill you both.
They don't even explain. This is the thing. It ends, and they don't really nothing's explained. It's so anticlimactic because nothing happens with the villain. Nothing happens with Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool just kind of separates himself. Doesn't even finish separating himself from Wolverine. He just pops the next page, and he's in costume, and the both of them are standing there defeating more of these guys. Deadpool's back in costume. All this other shit. And it's just like, you didn't say anything. Like did this end? Was that an ending? No, the ending
is the end.
The ending has both the best art and the worst part of the story because
worst writing.
There's no ending. Nothing ended there. Nothing was resolved. There was no end.
It has the worst ending. Some of the best, obviously the best art, and the worst story. Like the storytelling in this ending is absolutely atrocious.
The ending,
they're going for this like M. Night Shyamalan twist, and it's like, bro, maybe I didn't pick up that he was a psychic, but in issue 2, it kind of felt like they were in somewhere real. Maybe that was the trick, and they subverted my expectations, and I didn't know. But that twist was trash. I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well, also like the good twists were the good parts of it were Deadpool growing out of Wolverine. That was creative. I got to give him that. That was interesting. I haven't seen somebody do that with the healing factor before, so it was good to kind of see that defined, and it made for an interesting set of interactions between Wolverine and Deadpool for a little bit. And then you just basically jump from that to the end of the book. Like you don't.
Yeah, there's the therapeutic Deadpool
They beat up some
Wolverine
bad guys.
dialogue, which is
You're
cool.
only a monster.
Yeah, when Deadpool Wolverine or any like when he's trying to coach him out of like getting out of that rage, that was kind of cool. There is some decent moments here. The art really stands out, and the dialogue is pretty just dialogue's hit or miss generally. Who you're talking about, like so forth. This is probably one of my favorite pages of the book right here. He was gonna go when he was feeling he was gonna completely go all out. I don't know. I mean, you guys know me. I don't really give ratings for stuff like this. If you were interested in this because you were a fan of Deadpool and Wolverine as characters and you like them teaming up, this is a completely waste of a story for both. This is a issue where it's just super botched and chopped up, and the story is just all over the place. I would say if you're interested in this, if you like these characters teaming up, just wait for the trade. You don't have to go hunting back issues for this. You won't have to because this is going to be on clearance sale in about right now. So you can probably get these all for $1. These are literally dollar bin comics that you can get right now.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to go read Wolverine and Deadpool, go pick up the Deadpool Wolverine paperback where they had Larry Hama. Adam Kubert actually had done art in this before, so Adam Kubert was there, but Larry Hama did stuff in this. It's Deadpool versus Wolverine. They released it back in March, but it's got issues of Wolverine where they met up, Cable and Deadpool where they met up, Wolverine Origins, Wolverine and Deadpool, the Decoy.
Maybe you could get this Wolverine series done by Saladin Ahmed. He's the current writer on Daredevil right now. Maybe this will be strong because even toward the very end of the book, like I feel like the ads were just. I don't mind comics having ads. I don't. But they were so misplaced here. They were coming out.
It was a complete and utter distraction. Then you've got a single page, a giant single paneled page of them jump ending basically like into nothing because you don't know what's going on.
This is the last page, people. This art is good. This is a great piece of art.
Yeah.
Why is it not like standing up? Why is it
also, what sense does it make to put it there though? It's a good piece of art, but that's what it is. It isn't even in the story. It does nothing. The whole ending of it is...
witty dialogue. Wolverine can't say he loves you because he just says, fuck you. Cool.
The ending sucked because there wasn't an ending. And I can say right now, like, you can skip this. There's nothing here.
Just wait for the trade. Just wait for the trade. The trade comes out in October.
The trade is on Amazon for $14 right now to pre-order, but you don't even need you don't. Even if you're a really big fan of both of these characters, you don't need this story for anything. This is 100% cross marketing with a movie. It was if this is 3 issues for real, they did not put the effort into this that they would have for a real book. This was done as promotion for the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, so you would see it on the shelf when you go to the comic book store and remember that the movie's coming out. The movie didn't even bring this book up. Nobody gave a shit about this book because
Marvel didn't promote it. And Marvel's never really ever did that anyway. DC's been better with that recently, but Marvel's been very bad at always tying in their comics to their new movies coming out. And that's the thing with this. Basically, or back in the day for superhero movies, we would get those tie-in video games that would always be more or less so dog shit. That's what this kind of is. It's like a weird, random movie tie-in book, and it doesn't even tie into the new X-Men launch. This doesn't even tie into that. This is just Deadpool Wolverine. Cool. What else we got here? Nothing. Just. I would just say this. There's no reason to hunt back issues for this. You could probably find these all for $1 in like a month or two. But if you really wanted to get it, the trade does drop. It drops in October 2024. Just get this in a trade. Or actually, just don't get the trade. Burn it. Actually, burn all these issues too.
You don't need to burn it because the art is...
it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Use this as campfire fluid.
Now, see, this is something. This is like my rating scale of is it going to go on the shelf because I want to be able to get it and reference it? Nah, I'm never going to reference this for anything unless we're talking about movie tie-in comics that were
Bad.
mediocre AF. Is this going in the long box? Probably. I'll just toss it in the long box. It'll go live in there. I'd say that I'd ditch it or give it away, but I don't think it's a good enough example of either character to give it away. I don't care for the way the story ended. I like some of the characterization of them throughout the
Mhm.
book in bits and pieces. That's why I'm saying it's mediocre. It's clear that Joe Kelly gets the characters, and I know
Mhm.
for a fact the man can write a story from before, but something happened to this book because it feels like it's been stitched together from a larger story that has an ending and explains crap going on and talks about this new villain and kind of fleshes out his power set and his motivations beyond guy in house with people with money in Russia, um, projecting or using telepathy or nano drones or something to
Yeah.
do something to people that makes them do stuff. Like, we don't even know why the last guy went crazy. The very first guy at the beginning of the book. Like, what happened to him and then what happened to Deadpool?
Yeah, they never actually even showed you the experiment of the Wade Wilson the third. It's just
No.
yeah,
Well,
it's just
that's the thing. They didn't explain why
rush
it was Wade Wilson the
nonsense
third either. Like,
trash, dude.
no
That's really
impact.
all it is. Just
Yeah.
I really don't
It's
know
just so
what to
random, it
feel.
doesn't make sense.
This is probably even worse than issue 2 because at least issue 2 you could tell they were maybe going somewhere with a banger of a finale, given the little
Yeah.
small setup. This is
This
why
is the best art
third. Yeah, what?
of the book, but it's not it is the worst story portion of the book simply because it leaves everything up in the air. It doesn't finish
And the
anything
twist
off.
is terrible.
The
The
only
twist
thing you
is
get out of it
awful.
that's worthwhile in the story
Yeah.
is the Wolverine Deadpool regeneration
Mhm.
arc at basically the last third of the book or last quarter of the book. And then that's it. That's all you really got out of it. Like, it took 3 issues to get to that. Like, everything basically you could have you could have done this as a single issue and that whole thing where Deadpool regenerates from the whatever in a single issue. You didn't need even this whole story. You could have just had a regular issue of Wolverine where
Mhm.
Deadpool shows up and they fight the Hulk and Deadpool gets smashed and then his blood regenerates in Wolverine and then 32 pages later you don't even have to care that there's no ending because there's going to be another issue
Yeah,
after that
this is
Wolverine.
why. Another tie-in thing for this and why comic books don't sell as well. There's another guy that where it was something I had read on Twitter where this guy said he's not going to carry new weekly titles anymore. Keep in mind, this series fell off a cliff, a complete
It
cliff.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Why would you carry new why would you? In all honesty, I mean, I've always wanted to open my own bookstore, but I wouldn't have new comics. I'd have old stuff. I'd have old books. I'd have old comics. I'd have old media. I'd just have that. There's enough of it. There's so much of it that I could still have plenty of shit to sell for people. And if I manage to actually curate shit that people are interested in, I, maybe I could do all right. I don't know. I don't know if the market's back
I
there yet.
wanted to make sure I checked the number. So for ICV2, Deadpool Wolverine WW3 issue 3 was number 12. I know I said number 26 early on. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's better than I thought, but it's like
Maybe issue 2 is 28. I don't know. Issue
sure
2.
felt like a 28. No, it's just I could like if you're a new store owner, if you're a store owner, how can you sell this stuff? This stuff is I know this apparently was bought by stores and I know it was sold, but like no one's been
You can
talking
still
about
find it on the shelf.
the
It's
thing is
not
the thing. This was bought for the art. You know how people say now that people that buy comics now are not buying for the stories. They're just buying for art here. You just bought this for the cover. You didn't actually read this. If you read this, if anyone read any of these stories, this series would not be as high as it was. There's no way. You just bought this for the art. The
like I said,
covers were actually pretty good. I will give them that.
what's
The covers were
wild
great.
is big. I still stand by the idea that as big as the movie is, that should have been bigger than a number 12. The movie's
Oh,
huge. How is
Yeah,
that not flying off the shelf? How is everybody not picking that up?
it's true. Yeah.
You know, this is the
Well,
thing. I don't think that maybe today movies don't actually drive comic sales anymore. I mean, that's what Marvel had always hoped back in the day, that doing these Avengers films were going to drive their comic sales. And what happened to Marvel Comics over the lifespan of the MCU? It dried the fuck up. So
well, that's the thing is, for most people, the reason why they even know the characters is because of like the movies and the TVs and the animations. The
yeah,
comics were always, what's weird is it starts in comics, but the comics have always been kind of second fiddle compared to the movies and TV and animation, because it's much more easier to get the average person into an animation or a TV show than it is like, the comic book, which is so weird because if something happens for characters like Miles Morales, if people really like them, and it's like, you like Miles Morales a lot, yeah, you could just read his comics every month. Oh, no, they don't do that because he's not really actually liked in terms of comics. He's only liked because of movies, because that's how people really get into the stuff, which is fine, but you can tell that there's no synergy and correlation between movies and television, especially with like tie-in stuff like this. And I'll ask you your final thoughts. Any final thoughts you want to say on this at all, actually?
well, much like the book itself, nah.
Uh, okay. Yeah. And as for me, as you guys know, we went through this 3-part miniseries. So you guys, I know a lot of you guys out there are Deadpool Wolverine fans, such as myself.
I am too. I love the characters. They just
and
this wasn't their best moment.
and as you guys know, if I'm gonna
Actually,
review, if I'm gonna review like floppies or anything like that, it's gonna be a range of like 3-part to 5-part miniseries, because time and everything. Like reviewing longer running series is always a task, and if I probably haven't done it within like the first 3 issues, I'm probably gonna wait for the trade. This series right here is a wait for trade, and I would say don't even get that. You could just, if you have these, literally go outside, get some wood,
see, bro.
put these on top, get a match, and just toss that shit on there, ablaze.
Yeah.
Issue 1 was just not good. Issue 2 is the best one, but even that one is meh. This is just straight up trash. I'm sorry, this is just bad. This is trash, honestly.
It's sad too, because it's such a
Then some cool ideas here, I would say. Some cool ideas.
yeah, they're really cool ideas. Some of the best like ideas that they had in the series, the most creative shit that they did, but just like fucking just not ending the book.
Just ending on that
Not
note
ending
feels
the
so.
story at all. Like
They ended on like a weird cliffhanger. No, they ended off on like this weird cliffhanger that doesn't even feel like an actual ending. It's like, and
yeah,
this thing,
you don't even know if the villain's ever going to be around again. Like, you don't know
just,
what the hell.
well, that's the problem with this only being 3 parts, and it's like, I'm gonna be honest here. After, because I don't know what August sales would have been like for this book, people would have, given how bad this is, issue 4 would have just tanked. Honestly, they knew their bread was buttered at issue 3. I like, in my head, would I have wanted a 4 and 5 issue? Maybe not. Probably not. If you're asking me,
Well,
after this,
if
this was an ongoing series, I would have just dropped it. Honestly,
if it had 5 issues, issue 1 probably wouldn't have been so bad, because issue 1 was them trying to cram together 2 whole fucking issues.
Yeah.
Issue 1 was parts of issue 1 and parts of issue 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they sewed them together out of bits and pieces of the story, where they chopped out a bunch of the rest of it. And that's been the whole problem with the whole series. Even here, you just left the actual ending on the editing room floor, and you went for a the jump end kind of thing, the action jump sequence thing, as opposed to fucking the jump hanger, whatever you want to call it.
And with that being said, if you guys know, we are going to be reviewing Gooding the Polymath next as a comic book. And before that happens, you guys will have watched the channel update video. I am going to be obviously reviewing the Ripazine #1, and then it'll be in order to review Gooding the Polymath coming up, actually. Is there any, and then I think that's pretty much it as far as like comics are going. But I may actually have sex with my girl, with my wife. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I entertain people. God damn it. But yes, as far as Deadpool Wolverine, WW3 as a miniseries, complete trash, garbage. I can fully believe why
Not a good
stores
example of the writer at all. Or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
character.
I can fully understand why stores can't sell this garbage. It's just so bad. I'm sorry, it's just trash. You can't sell that to people. That's just dog shit. People, this was only bought for the art. You didn't read this. No way you read this and were like, man, I gotta get issues 2 and 3. Because if you read this, you'd be like, damn. But so you ever guys know, check out Professor Savage Dad's YouTube or Rumble or Twitter, whatever I'm going to link in the description box below. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're signing out, guys. Peace. Woo. And we're gonna be here for like another 5 minutes. So just to let you guys know, Ripazine number. Okay, so the channel update video for the comic channel is coming next. Then after that, I'm gonna review the Ripazine number 1, and then on Sunday next week, obviously, we're gonna review Gooding the Polymath, and then we'll be all caught up on Rippaverse stuff until the Horseman comes out.
There we go.
We got the Horseman coming out. Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett put out the best Rippaverse book so far. Can they do it again? Probably, I would imagine.
I don't know. I think there's going to be. I'll get my opinion too of this one, but I will say I did like it a lot. That's all I'm gonna say about it for right now. I'm hoping we see Mike Barron back for more. I'm hoping Mike Barron doesn't. I'm hoping Mike Barron has got to watch Ethan Van Sciver destroy himself. And at the same time, also realize that Ethan Van Sciver won't even begin to try to talk shit about him. Nobody over there in Comicsgate said shit about Gooding. They're still trying to jack off over Isom. Every time they try to attack a real creator, it fails for them. They didn't even try to touch Alpha Core because they know that none of them have the legendary status that Chuck Dixon does. They tried to talk shit about Joe Bennett, but nobody fucking cared. Joe Bennett is as good an artist as Ethan Van Sciver on any day of the week, so Ethan can try to make that argument, but it isn't going to work out for him. But when it comes to writing, none of them have dick on Chuck Dixon, really, literally, at all. Like, they just don't have the raw page count the man has. They don't have the legendary characters the man created. They just don't. So they can't. They just avoid it because they think they can make a good argument against other people that are known less. And then Mike Barron rolled in and wrote this for Rippaverse, and they wouldn't even fucking go near a discussion about this. They don't say shit about Gooding because Ethan is deathly afraid that Mike Barron will drop him like a fucking bad habit. And I think that in some ways, like him and Graham Nolan already have. I did pick up Graham Nolan's Escape from Monster Island 1 and 2. Like everything else, I plan to review it at some point, but that's when all of the shit I'm spending all of my actual time doing calms down and I can.
Oh my god, wait a minute. You're a comic guy reviewing comics and talking about comics and not drama? Crazy.
Well, I'm probably never going to get into the drama conversations too much just because I already do that on Rogues Gallery anyways. And
we'll sometimes do it here. You know, it's always fun. I just like laughing at people in general.
We do it here too. And I've got to have the time. Like, it takes enough time for probably to review these and actually make a static video out of it that's worth watching. I still have to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it. But yeah.
The Ultimate Guide to Team Fighting. Chloe says, "Whore man." Oh, I'm not really a whore tonight. It literally just depends, honestly. As you guys know, okay. So the Ripazine. Okay, so I know people know that we review comics here, but I do want to obviously get more comic reviews done, and those will be the way John De La Rose actually does it, where he just camera going over the pages. That style of review is debuting for Ripazine number 1, okay? And anything that I obviously review alone will be done through that. And I just want to let you guys know to watch the channel update video because that will tell you guys what you can look forward to on the channel moving forward as far as consistent content. But I would recommend everybody here that if you have not subscribed to my comic book channel so far, please do. I did drop a new comic book haul episode today. I know, so sometimes, it takes a while to get into the algorithm, but please go subscribe. We're going to be trying to hit 100 subs very soon. That's the goal. Just time and investment. Just takes some time.
Yep.
That's it. I know I haven't been as consistent on there, and that's going to be changing. And the only way to do that is to, get books read and get the reviews out in a more timely fashion. And that's what I want to do. Obviously, even if we're not reviewing stuff, I want to make sure that if I have like mini series that I'm reviewing or longer form series, if I do choose to do that, get it done in a timely fashion and get it done. It's just how it is, But yeah, man, anything you got planned coming up this week?
I'm hoping to get back to my commuter convos. I'm stuck on this piece of shit iPhone 12. I hate iPhones, but my normal cell phone up and fucking died. Thank God I was able to get it to turn on long enough to get my meme assets out, and photos and everything are already uploaded to Google, so don't really worry about that. But hoping to get back to the commuter convos tomorrow morning. I should be able to do it from this thing. I just got to get my GoPro connected, so I'll probably be doing those in the mornings again. And then what else do I got coming up? Not this Monday, but next Monday,
Mhm.
the 16th, over on Moxie Dame's channel. I'll be hanging out with her on Monday night. And then this coming Friday, I've got Rogues Gallery, and then the rest of the week I just have fucking work every hour of the damn day.
Yeah, I was thinking the videos that we did for Gary and Ryan for the whole cake campaign. I was thinking about just editing them all both together as one video, but I was like, nah, it's probably be better for views if it just broke them apart. Man, it's crazy how it's recorded. Star Wars Theory put out a great video that we're gonna be e-fapping later on. I'm probably on one of the other shows showing how much pieces of shit these people are. It's crazy that it's all over envy. And then the person that knows they're being envious and jealous thinks, no, I'm doing it because I'm doing it for the betterment. No, you're not. You're just a fucking loser.
Yeah.
God damn. People are trash.
Pretty much all they are.
People that are straight up shilling for Disney, for Star Wars content, it's just...
You're so mean to my $1 billion corporation. Woo.
You're being mean to my people of color. They got mad at Ryan or Jeremy or Gary because they called a black girl a bitch. And it's like, a lot of girls get called bitches. Like, what are you, a 5-year-old idiot?
Of all colors.
Yeah.
It's not mutually exclusive to a particular color of skin, and that says a lot about you if you think that it does.
And black women ghetto ones really do act like bitches. I'm sorry. Like, what are we doing here? Trash people. But yes, we'll be back here tomorrow for Monday Mayhem, and we'll be reviewing Gooding the Polymath. Going to be diving back into the Nibbaverse. I remember when Eric July first started the Ribbaverse, people were calling it the NIGGR verse. Like, bruh, or I'm not racist, I just casually wanted to make a joke about that.
Why would you do the whole hard R version of it? Why wouldn't you just use the soft A? It's already rip up. You just gotta,
And to be fair, if he ever wanted to go into that, making a parody universe called the NIGGA verse.
No, MSK, that's got to be you. You need to launch that LLC. It could be your business, bro.
Yeah. Literally in the Donzo manifesto, they're like, I called the black lady a bitch. Like, who cares, bro? I'll tell you this right now. If all of you shills drop dead tomorrow, she wouldn't give a fuck about any of you people. She don't like you. What are we doing here? We're just defending some dumb actress? Like, crazy. Oh my goodness. Like, and same here. I've been not in it as much as I used to. I kind of just dripped in and out of it, but just like, bruh, crazy shit.
Still around there. You're still gonna run into it and see it occasionally. Like there'll be people with new handles and you haven't seen them before, and you're just like, oh, he just apparently discovered all of this. Well, good for him. I don't care. Mute.
And I'm gonna go actually watch some AOC porn. Actually, nah, I'm just kidding. No, male feminists are
Oh, oh,
the Star Wars Explained
oh, yeah.
couple.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The Star Wars Explained couple. The male was in the Leia cosplay.
He was.
Just fuck. And there, why don't we have more people that watch us? Gee, I wonder why. I can only imagine.
I don't know. Could not tell you, man. It's a real hard one.
Oh my god. But yes, just letting you guys know, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast. Chloe, you like pegging? That's crazy. I'll have to open up my holes for you. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm gonna go over to Vaughn's closeout stream just like a little bit, just for a tiny bit. I can't stay long. I gotta go for work in the morning myself. But
Yeah,
I do appreciate all of you guys for being here when you are here. You know, most of this was started off the back of like, man, you know, I want to talk about comics and I would like to not just talk about the drama surrounding it, like what's in the actual books. You know, that really matters. And Comicsgate is just holy mother of God, that place is trash. I don't even know why you need it, honestly. You know, why do you need Comicsgate? Independent comics are literally indie comics. Like Comicsgate is like some exclusive like fan club. It's like you don't even need it really.
Don't need it. Yeah, Comicsgate isn't about comics or making comics. It's just literally a term used by Ethan Van Sciver fans at this point. Nobody cares anymore. Why? Because his fans have nothing. They have godlike, but his fans don't have anything because he won't give them anything. Oh my god, Snowman came out this year. Yeah, fucking 5-6 years later, who the fuck cared anymore? Most of the people you sent it to probably don't even fucking have houses anymore. That shit's older than the pandemic, bro. And Rainbow the Brute? I don't think it's
remember, he was the distributor for Snowman. Remember, he wasn't even the guy that wrote it. It was another person, and now that person
he just never got it fucking printed.
Yeah. So now that guy is just gonna do his own thing, and that's good.
Good. I hope he like completely redistributes that fucking issue. I don't know why he just didn't himself anyways. He probably just didn't have the money to suit Ethan.
He probably thought Ethan knew how to do it better. That's probably what it was. They probably had a channel. You know, initially Comicsgate was gonna be that thing of like, oh well, the biggest guy will just get the money distribute. It's like, bro, all that fell apart because they were just, that movement is just so trash.
Because they spent all the money before they fulfilled anything.
None of them really knew what they were doing.
The campaign to fulfill it.
It's like that thing that Image went through. Like, you know, the artists that left, they didn't understand the business portion of it. They thought the business guys were just being assholes to them. And I'm not saying they weren't being assholes, but there's a reason why the business portion of it's always going to make you more angrier than the creative portion of it.
Well, yeah. But that's the thing, though, dude, is that what I think it really is that he had a contractual obligation to let Ethan do that, because the guy who actually did the book, any sane person would have taken that years ago and just got it out to their fans. He probably just couldn't, which is also probably why he's not dealing with Ethan anymore. I doubt he probably even shows up on any of their streams after the fact. You notice they don't want to talk about Snowman anymore either. It's all quiet on the fucking West.
None of the fans
won't even bring it up.
Dude, none of the fans talk about the books either. They'll say, oh, my quality, oh, I'm selling it off eBay. It's like, bruh, what the fuck I got to do with anything?
You're not selling it for very much, according to the cover I have of Godlike anyways. But I honestly am to the point where I believe that you don't see Rainbow the Brute this year. I don't think we're going to see it for one, but two, when you don't, I think you're going to see a real fall off from Comicsgate. I think at that point, it just becomes very clear to even what few remaining people are left that it isn't a movement about comic books anymore. It's a movement about trying to be the anti-Eric July, the anti-FNT,
Eric July Club. Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's making money off super chats and all of the people who donated to these fucking, like Cyberfrog 3. Y'all motherfuckers really think he's done anything with that yet? You're retarded.
He hasn't done anything with Rainbow the Brood, for being honest here. He doesn't do anything.
No, he just started a toy. He's focusing on a toy campaign for it because all the money that he got for those books, he already spent. So he needs to get the toy campaign up and going so he can pay to get those books printed and pay his art, or not his artist, but his colorer and everything else whenever he actually finishes it. But you know what else you haven't seen from the book? Any fucking art, any updates, any conversations. No, I don't think it exists, and I would almost guarantee you don't see it by Christmas.
There's
Gonna come out this year, totally, bro.
that's the thing. He wants to be competitive with like one book a year. Like, dude, you are nothing with one book a year. Absolutely
No,
nothing.
this is the thing, MSK. It's not competitiveness. It's merch. That's all it is. See, he has become, by never getting shit out, exactly the thing he was claiming Eric was, except Eric is putting out books with some relative consistency and working with other professionals in order to further his business. Ethan is selling merch to people who already gave him super chats for shit. That's all he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And after Rainbow the Brute doesn't come out this year, I want to see him do another campaign. I want to see him put it up. Doesn't seem like his dead guy story is doing very well. I don't know where it's at right now. What was that one called? Fearsome or something?
Fearsome. I don't know what the fuck that was even supposed to be for.
That's one of Ethan's stories that he hired somebody else to draw, apparently.
Like, what was that even for? I don't even remember, honestly.
It's a new character he was trying to launch that it was a preview
He said
book.
he was going to launch it under like DC, but he did. No, I'll be honest here. He pitched the idea, but they were like, "This is trash."
Yeah,
that's probably what happened.
This is
the editors, and he just probably shot him down.
They sit there and talk shit about how expensive Eric's books are. This guy wants $25 for a fucking preview book. How long is this preview book? How many issues is this?
Preview book
was a preview book. Yeah, $25 for a fucking preview book. A 24-page fucking preview book. Eat my dick.
24-page preview.
This cost me $17 for a whole book with a whole fucking story in it, beginning, middle, and end, and everything. But Ethan thinks we should pay $25 for, and not even his art anymore. He's hired some guy who's okay. It's not terrible. David Williams. It's all right. The art looks okay. It's not $1 a fucking page okay, but you know, whatever. Yeah.
Like a preview book of his should be basically what the Ribazine is.
It's funny. He actually
put like $89K, right? I think
he had to put a real dollar amount on the goal here of 33 grand, and it made 78. He had 1,000 people pick it up. Like, he didn't even fucking do as well as Razor Fist and G Prime did. This is a fucking black eye for him. He does not like this. He looks retarded for this. I'd be surprised if the people who paid for this book ever see it. Like, you know, it just does not seem like something Ethan's going to put out there. As far as he's concerned, that's pretty much a failure for him with how little it made.
Chloe says, what I find ironic is that now I consider Eric the comic book pro and EVS the YouTuber. He's mostly always been that too. I did see that Ribazine 2 made more money than Fearsome. That's crazy. Ethan writing, not drawing. Yeah, he really thinks he's writing. He really does think he writes good. And that's, bro, I don't have to read Surfer to know that he probably writes like complete shit.
$40 for the first 2 issues of Fearsome. He's doing 2 issues together. How many pages is each issue, though, bro? Come on. Yeah. I see your added.
Gooding is $18 for 70-something pages. Oh, and this is the thing that people forget about the Ribbaverse books. The Ribbaverse books are mostly just trade paperbacks, and they give you more full stories, right? I believe this. I'm not making this a crazy controversial take, but if Eric's books were in floppy format, and I think he realized that, they wouldn't do very well. I don't think that story that he's trying to tell, there's no way these stories do well floppies. But he knew that the floppy format is pretty outdated for the most part. But his books are 96 pages, which is pretty much almost a trade for a more full story arc. That's definitely worth the money.
He's selling the first two, so each book is only 32 pages long, so 64 pages for $40 is what you're paying because you're getting 2 issues up front there. It is made 122K, 1,055 backers. Oof. Wow. That's a real kick in the teeth for Ethan Van Sciver there.
He's going to be opening up another campaign soon. Remember, he opened that other one about Rainbow the Brute toys. People factoring what a scam that is. Okay, so the Rainbow the Brute campaign already closed. The people that already funded it and it already closed already did not receive their product. Now he is trying to get Rainbow the Brute toys funded and get more money for something that he already did not deliver on. Okay? Just pointing it out.
These toys, just as these toys will fulfill just as thoroughly as what was it?
Selling toys for a book for a campaign that already closed and people that already funded the campaign didn't even receive what they wanted to receive.
Yep.
Like what
they won't see these very quickly either. Like he won't see these showing up anytime that soon for anybody. These are pretty ridiculous. But I mean, people bought them. They got funded, it looks like, from what I can tell. But this is how anybody who gets Rainbow the Brute, these are marked up like fucking insanely from what it costs him to have them made. So that way he can basically pay to print Rainbow the Brute whenever the hell he finishes it. Estimated shipping June 2025. Let's just say I doubt that. When did he say the Cyberfrog toys would ship? Where are those at? Here we go. Electric Blue Cyberfrog variant figure. Where's the toys? Here we go. First wave of toys. Let's see. These were supposed to have shipped in June of 2023. Wondering how many people actually got theirs by then. June of 22, sorry. He added some other things on later. So initially, they were supposed to launch in June of 22. I'm pretty sure these were under the same curse as Cyberfrog 2, with people actually getting them in hand.
The toys ship in 2025? Bruh, they ain't shipping then. None of this stuff is getting done. This is just a fucking waste of time by this dumb idiot.
This is the thing, though. Like, maybe if Rainbow Brute's a standalone, if it ever comes out, it might be a worthwhile read. It could be. Who knows? If it does come out. But if it's supposed to be an ongoing, nobody's going to buy it because the track record right now is about 5 years between issues. And this is the problem facing Comicsgate and all of the rest of the creators that operate like Ethan does. Fans aren't going to wait around for it, and frankly, they're going to get tired of it. They don't care. It is the only people who are going to continue picking that up don't care about the story, don't care about the art. They care about the merch they're getting. Ooh, I've got my Ethan Van Sciver merch. That's it. That's all it is. There's no value in that story because it took 15 years for the reader to read it. For fuck's sake, dude, these aren't fucking novels. They're just fucking floppy books. And that's a fundamental misunderstanding of the comic book fan if you think that's okay.
Yeah.
If you think you can excuse that with McQuoll.
Yeah, this thing, quality in stories, people aren't even reading. People are just looking at art pictures. They're like, but there was this one guy in the comment section. He was like, man, the books are on time from the Rippaverse, but I would like if the, quality of the storytelling was a little stronger and it was taking a little bit more time. And it's like, You understand, those things aren't mutually exclusive. You can do a good job on time. Like, whatever he tells you is nothing but a bunch of bullshit by anyone that's actually more successful. He's just selling you a line of shit. I have this bridge I want to sell you with what he's saying is quality. No one's even reading the story. It's just, his fans rather talk about his takes on Eric than the actual books, because they know they haven't read them shit. Ask them what their favorite part of Cyberfrog is. Game. And thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man podcast, and we'll see you guys.